Curling now enters the Sports Weekend Spotlight.
Ice in her veins. Jennifer Dodds on the button in an extra end to win the inaugural Super Series mixed doubles title. Hello to you, Colleen. Hello,
Hi,
Devin. Riveting stuff. And guess what? We have the winners right now, Call.
Awesome. That was quite a game. And you said Jen had ice in her veins. All four had ice in their veins. Incredible game to watch, and so many great shots.
No kidding. Hello to everyone tuning in. We're going to go to Jennifer Dodds and Bruce Mowat, who are literally just seconds from winning the championship. Hello to both of you.
Can you hear okay? They might be having trouble hearing us still.
They might be having trouble hearing us. Maybe give it to Bruce. Bruce always manages the tech. I think they hung up. We'll get to them on the ice.
Yeah.
But
there's a couple of things I love about this, not just about how great Mowat and Dodds are together, but honestly, Walker and Myers, they are so strong. They looked strong from their opening game right to today. And I love the fact that this is one of the teams that opted not to play four-person curling and to just devote themselves to mixed doubles. And it really paid off. They just looked so strong in the entire tournament. And don't forget, Walker just had a baby 2 months ago. And so her mom is pushing the baby around the curling club as we speak. So that was nice to see how well Lauren Kirk played.
So here we go. The champs are here. I was going to say, give the phone to Bruce. He usually figures out the technical difficulties. Congratulations, Jen and Bruce. Jen, let's start with you. A draw to the 4-foot to win the inaugural event, and you put it on the button. Walk us through the shot and what you were thinking going into that.
Yeah, I had kind of been playing that side of the sheet the whole game, and I'd kind of always been there or overthrowing it. So I knew it just had to feel light out the hand. And when Bruce went down to clean the stone, I was like, okay, I must be pretty close. So I gave him a bit easy at the end just to clean it in. He didn't have to sweep that much.
Tell us about that back and forth of the game. I mean, at one point with that 2-point lead, Bruce, it looked like you had full control, and Myers and Walker were not going away anywhere. How did that feel within the game? I mean, mixed doubles is always nerve-wracking at the best of times.
Yeah, they got really good position. They were like top button every time, so we were playing really tough shots to try and move them off the button. And the end that they stole, we just had a few bad shots that kind of let them into it. So apart from that end, I think we played pretty well, apart from my last stone in the game, but I'll take it.
You're human. It was a relief to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. No one believes it.
Jen, it was your birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday. This is obviously a nice gift. You guys look so in control throughout this entire event, undefeated, and really just communicating. What is it about the way you two interact on the ice that allows you to be the team that, you know, the superb team that you are?
I think first and foremost we are friends. That can be a good thing or a bad thing when you're on ice. But I think whenever we say something, it's just to make the team better, and we both know that. And I think that's a huge thing for us. It's we're always wanting to learn and improve, and we actually took a lot of learnings from the Olympics, and we've really tried to like dial them in here, and it's good to see sort of it working.
Laura, I mean, Jen, we're seeing Laura Walker step away from the 4-person game this year to devote herself to mixed doubles. Is this just for this year you're going to do mixed doubles and then go back to 4-person game? And what's that like for you to be the Olympic champs with Eve Muirhead and now stepping away for mixed dubs this year at least?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just probably going to be a year-by-year basis, just seeing how I feel. But I've been really enjoying the mixed doubles. Can't ask for a better partner from Bruce. Yeah, the Olympics was it was a tough toll to doing both events. It is tiring, but I wouldn't have changed it for the world. So this year, kind of just taking that wee bit of a step back and just kind of almost still recharging my batteries a wee bit. I was pretty burnt out after the Olympics, so I think that's doing good so far, and hopefully that continues.
Bruce, 32 teams, 4 of the teams at this inaugural Super Series International. 3 of those 4 teams made it to the semifinals. Where are we at in this mixed doubles world? What does it mean to have a Super Series like this where you're able to play these highly competitive games?
Yeah, the Super Series has been amazing to start with. We're really excited that they've managed to get this going, and we'll be back for one in Winnipeg. We can't make the other 2, but yeah, just really excited that we've got more mixed doubles to be playing. In terms of what Canada has to offer in mixed doubles, like I said it on your show, almost preempted it, I guess. Like Laura and Kirk are amazing curlers, and it's nice to see that they've devoted themselves to mixed doubles, and they're going to be a tough team to beat for a lot of the European teams.
Yeah, that was a great battle today. Well, thank you so much for getting audio and tech working for us. And enjoy the $10,000. I bet you are so happy as a birthday present yesterday you weren't in that massive tie break, Jen.
Oh yeah, I think the jet lag is still a wee bit real. So we had a 9 p.m. game, I think, on the Friday night. We were off by 10, thankfully, so that wasn't too bad. But I think I would have been really struggling if getting off the ice at midnight. So yes, it was a nice birthday treat. We could go out for dinner and stuff like that. So yeah,
nice.
It was really good.
Nice.
Outstanding, and great of you both to join us literally seconds after throwing that clutch draw. Congratulations to you both. What a battle. Thank you for putting on a show, and enjoy this victory tonight.
Thank you very much.
It was a spectacular win and spectacular ice conditions there, by the way. Boy, they did a great job. It was very arena-like the way they got that beautiful movement. And Bruce told us the night before when they had practiced, you might remember that it was, 15.2. That speed held up. But he also mentioned it was edge of the four, but the ice maker assured them there would be more curl, and there was more curl, which was really nice. And when Jen mentioned the jet lag from Scotland, right. My performance, the jet lag from Halifax was really bad.
Of course, Colleen and her son Luke played in the event. I said it, 32 teams, this inaugural event. If you're just joining us, Jen Dodds and Bruce Mowat winning the inaugural event here, a thriller over Laura Walker and Kirk Myers. Of course, Laura and Kirk, 2018 Canadian champions, and they are going to be a force, no doubt. So this was a great way to start it, Call. And I believe we have the organizers of this event. We know they've been working around the clock. Jay Allen and Wayne Tuck, they're at the rink. And there's Jay and there's Wayne. Guys, you can't draw that much up better for a championship game. Two great teams. And an extra. And Jay, how are you feeling? You can breathe. The event is complete and a success.
We're pretty happy with how everything turned out this week. It's been a fair bit of work to put it together, but when you have a final like that, it certainly makes it all worthwhile.
And Wayne, you were doing double duty. I mean, he was there curling until midnight and then there to greet you at 8 a.m. How tough was it to be wearing both hats as you and Kim were in it and playing so well, and in that massive tie break too?
Yeah, that was my luck yesterday. I don't think I tried it double duty this field, and I honestly I don't think I can do it much more. It is tough, but I'd much rather, at the end of my mixed doubles career, I'd much rather focus on helping out the game a little more and probably putting more of my effort into running these events rather than playing in them.
Yeah. Jay, how important is this event that it's going and happening for the sport, especially when we looked at what happened the last couple of years over the points and the no trials and the selection of a team for the Olympics? It caused a little bit of upset among a lot of curlers.
It did, and I think that this is really a brainchild of the curlers themselves, that they asked for this to happen, and I think Wayne and I are pretty honored that they asked us to get behind it, to make sure that we're ready for the next Olympics. And that's really what this is for. It's not just the 5 events this year, but it's the subsequent 4 years leading up to the games in Milan.
Wayne, what did you hear from the curlers? 32 teams, 4 of them international teams. I just mentioned it. 3 of those 4 teams were in the semifinals. But what did you hear from the curlers throughout the event?
I heard nothing but praise, actually, and it had really nothing to do with the event. We can put together a bonspiel, cash spiel, whatever, and it'd be great. But it was a Carleton Place curling club. Their members and their volunteers that stepped up and made this way better than we had expected.
Awesome. Jay, this is the first of many Super Series. Walk us through this and how it builds and where it's going to be and what your vision is as this moves forward and grows.
Well, I think we do have the idea that we want interest from the West Coast as well as the East Coast to add an event in either of those two. The idea is to move it across the country to make sure that every province gets to be involved in it. So that's the overall goal. Maybe we can do that in 2023. Hopefully that's the case, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because it would include more, for a lot of the teams that aren't sponsored, getting to different areas is, a lot of money. What about the format? Any changes in that, especially in light of the fact that the tie break situation was like everybody was in it but us?
I don't know.
Wade, what do you do with that?
Wade, how do you feel?
I thought it went great. I'll play 2 tiebreaker games every Saturday night. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
No. We'll change it so that it does help with the larger venues, 6 sheets, 8 sheets. It does help in that regard. But talked it over with Scott Pfeiffer, and I think we came up with a draw that'll work out really well.
Wayne, I want to pick up on that. Having a chat with Scott Pfeiffer, we were talking to you and Kim, and we were hearing from a lot of the curlers about some of the concerns about the future of the mixed doubles game in this country. Scott was there. How confident are you feeling that you're being heard? You have put so much in to growing mixed doubles in this country.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, really, this whole mixed double super series was just there was no level for any of the elite curlers to go, whether it be in Canada or Europe. I also think indirectly it will help curling Canada in case there is ever a time again where we have to choose a representative, that they can maybe use the super series as a tool to kind of gauge what teams have done well against European teams the last 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it is. But it also helps Canadians gauge where we are with the Europeans instead of just heading over to the Worlds and not knowing and it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, good point.
Well, I want to jump in because you'll remember what I think is a memorable Colleen rant saying our Olympic team went in there and just thinking you could put two curlers on the ice when the rest of the teams had that chemistry. You look at this Estonian team putting on a show, Jay. So picking up on Wayne's point, I think this has a lot of different branches of success and will have sort of a ripple effect on the Canadian mixed doubles circuit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you did see it out here. The teams that do play together on an ongoing basis, weekend in, weekend out, it's not just as easy as putting two elite curlers on a team together and being, guaranteeing success. It just won't happen. So that's the other reason that we want to make sure that we have lots of events for our athletes to play in together and accumulate points to make it to the championship in Brantford in December.
But first, you're going to the best city in the country. The next stop in my hometown of Saskatoon, it'll be the best stop on the Super Series. I can guarantee that. I just got to get there.
We're going on the road, Devin. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations on the first one. That's in the books, and what a final. That was so entertaining to watch. So on to the next one. We'll talk then.
You got it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, pretty amazing to see a new series develop. And, we talked a lot last year about the frustrations of the curlers not feeling like they were heard. And this is such a great solution. And you can just see from Laura Walker and Kirk Myers competing so well against Mowat and Dodds, one of the top teams in the world. It speaks volumes already about what this series has the capabilities of doing.
No kidding. And the man who called the games and
on and on. He'd had to talk a lot. I don't know if he's got a voice left.
Oh, I'm sure Mike Harris has a voice left. And we'll learn that right now.
You always have a voice. Look, I reinvented the red fleece though from Beijing, so that's good. It got some wear this weekend. And hey, Colleen and I actually got to have a hug. We hadn't seen each other in person in years, so it was great.
Nice.
It was so nice to see you, Colleen. Sorry your trip here wasn't a little longer lasting. That was
though, Mike, it's funny about not having played mixed doubles in 3 years and because of the hurricane not practicing mixed doubles. What you were learning at every end was this epiphany of, oh, right, we can't do that. Oh, right, we need to do that. So you kind of think you're going to be able to walk in after just watching game footage of other people and be okay. But it's a different game in the level of communication when it's only
different sport, really. Like, I mean, it's so athletic, right? I mean, the just the ability to get up and throw and sweep and judging the rocks. Like, you look at for me, the impressive thing about Bruce and Jen, among other things, but how good a sweeper Bruce is, and how much time he spends working on that part of the game when he really doesn't sweep at all with his men's team. So, that's really impressive to watch how good a judge of weight he is. And but you think about it. Well, he doesn't dedicate all of his time to mixed doubles, but he dedicates way more time than I would say 90% of the Canadian athletes who are specialists. He's on the ice every day. He and Jen, I was talking to Dave Murdoch. They have a little super series that they have with their other highly competitive athletes. They actually play mixed doubles all the time, once a week, where they get 2 games in at least a week. So they're playing a ton of mixed doubles, and it shows. I mean, they're really just uber prepared. They had a couple of nice breaks in this game. They, Jen Dodds, that roll she made in the 8th end was unbelievable. Perfect roll to the inch perfect, saved the game. Jen Jones had a shot to beat them earlier in the quarterfinals today. Pretty makeable shot for her. And so yeah, it takes a bit of luck, but a lot of skill. And the cream really rose to the top here. You saw, as you said, 3 of the 4 teams that traveled across the pond from Europe, and all of our top Canadian teams all made the playoffs. Jennifer Jones, Brent Lang, Anderson Jacobs, actually.
Quite a final 8.
Yeah, it was a great final 8, and we saw Bobby Sauter and Kerr Drummond upset. I would call that an upset. Anderson and Jacobs earlier, but honestly,
I know that was an upset because I was talking to them before the game, and they were already trying to figure out how they were going to beat those 2. And I don't think I'm going to be telling secrets out of school. One of the ideas they came up with was they thought maybe they should play the power play in the first end, and I'm like,
just confuse them early. I like it.
Maybe that's not a bad idea.
Hold on. I want to jump in here because, Mike, while Colleen and I were watching, I said, I don't necessarily like using a power play to try and score 2. Your thoughts on that? Because we're seeing it more and more become a defensive move.
Well, it's certainly a defensive move when you're ahead. I mean, that's one thing. You just keep the middle open. And, you saw that in the last couple of ends, there was no danger of any steals happening those last 2 ends because of the power play being put into action. But at the end of the day, teams that are down, when you're not scoring with the regular rule, they're just trying to change it up, I think. And that's another reason to put the power play into play. So just changing things around. I just think it's a fun option. We saw some great defense of the power play by both teams, by both Laura Walker and Kirk in the 7th end. Laura made a chip the guard into the rings, and then made a couple of doubles, and they were out of trouble. And then Jen Dodds with they needed a bit of a break, but they got it, and they had the opportunity. Just the smallest of margins at this top level. But I like the power play. It's just kind of a fun thing, and it changes the way they have to think, which I like. I didn't see any. Sorry, go ahead, Colleen.
What about Walker and Myers? I mean, a team that's devoting themselves to it. How excited are you to see their early on fireness? Is that a word?
It is now. It is now.
I mean, Laura just gave birth 2 months ago, so she's been tied up a little bit. And so what do you like about this team?
I just like that there's going to be more teams and more opportunity for the teams to have to play against the top teams in the world. As Wayne and Jay were saying, there really hasn't been much. There's been the odd event. Like there's again a great event going on in Banff this weekend that we actually didn't have as many teams as we could have had here. In fact, so it would have been nice to see everyone here. But as I say, the next few events of the events just going to get better and better. The quality of the teams is going to get better and better. It's the old story. If you don't know who the easy team is in this event, you're it. So there's a lot of tough games at this event, and there's a lot of talk. I think from Canadian curling fans' perspective, it just felt like a bit of a crapshoot 4 or 5 years ago. We sent 2 very good athletes to the Olympic Games who won a gold medal. The problem is now, not a problem, but what happened, what that caused is a kind of a ripple effect around the world. Well, all of the best curlers now play mixed doubles, and again, it was Canada. I don't know if they need to re-look at how things go, but Jen Dodds played mixed doubles, won the gold medal. Oscar Eriksson played mixed doubles, won the gold medal. Matt Hamilton played mixed doubles, won the gold medal.
That's right.
So you just have to think 3 of the 4 gold medals have been awarded in the 4-person game since mixed doubles have been introduced. Those athletes played mixed doubles. So whether we think that keeping only one discipline is a good idea or not, that's a whole other conversation. But the fact that the mixed doubles, I call it specialists, and I'm using the quotes just because I don't know another way to describe them. The ones who are dedicating themselves to only mixed doubles now have every opportunity to play in events against the top teams in the world. And we'll see if that pays dividends, in Cortina. in a
I
few
think it
years.
makes
So
sense that it's going to pay some dividends. Like
I can tell you right now, it ain't going to be easy, right?
to win a
The
medal.
days,
Right.
the days of Canadians going to an event expecting, oh well, listen, we're sending two-time Olympic champion to try to win a medal. These guys don't care what you've done in the past. So because they work really hard at it and they're ready and they're prepared and they're all those things that that maybe we weren't.
Yeah.
And now our athletes have every opportunity to prepare the way they need to.
The series is definitely, I think, a welcome thing in the curling world.
Well, and just a point, both of you will know this very, very well. I think wearing that maple leaf going into an international event almost gave you a hammer to start the game or added points because of that intimidation factor. And like Mike says, teams don't care now. There isn't that fear of Canada the way there used to be. And it's interesting to hear you say about your conversation with David Murdoch, what they're doing in Scotland at that academy. They're having a lot of success. They might be the model in the curling world now. And it was Canada for years, right?
Well, it's not might be. I had a great conversation with Dave yesterday. It's like, I think your job's pretty secure for a while. You've got Olympic gold medal women's team, silver medal men's team, the world champions mixed doubles 2 years in a row. Eve Muirhead, Bobby Lammy last year, Moten Dodds the year before. If he gets, just as long as he gets his players to stop retiring, he'll be fine.
Right.
Unfortunately, he's had Eve and Vicky pack it in.
Yeah.
So there's lots to be said for those centralized locations. It's just something we can't do easily in Canada because of geography, right? That's just something that's not easy to do. But it's probably worth investing in a couple of real, and there are centers around the country where the athletes do go and practice and get the proper coaching and everything. But I think from the athletes' perspective, they're seeing how they practice and how they work on their games and what they need to do to keep up. Because let's face it, not only is this a great mixed doubles team, but Bruce's men's team is they and Adine are setting the standard in the men's game right now. Gushu, of course, I always say 1A, 1B, 1C with Brad Gushu's team in Beijing last year. But 1A and 1B haven't changed any players. So they're still there, and Brad's got a new second, of course, with EJ Harnden. So there's lots of work to be done in Canada. But again, I think the days of people assuming that that's enough to beat from Canada. No one thinks that anymore. Certainly the athletes don't. There's so much respect for these guys and how hard they work, and I said it pays dividends. It's pretty obvious.
Well, the big dividend check today goes to Dodds and Mowat. But not a bad day for Laura and.
That's a nice thing in these bonspiels, isn't it? You had 7,000 for runner-up. That's a nice consolation prize. But they wanted to win. Like we're all competitive. We all just want to win something, right? So.
And Mike Harris.
And only one team's ever the first.
Right. Exactly.
Right? They won the first one.
And you, sir, are the hardest working man in show business because.
Yeah, I miss like Bruce Rainey and Joanne Courtney. Where are they? Play-by-play guys. I'm gonna get a dose of my Sportsnet family this week coming up in North Bay. We got the Slam on starting on Thursday on the air. So I'll be appreciative of my people that I work with, my play-by-play crew, especially in the booth with Faldsy and Bruce and whomever it happens to be. It'll be you, Devin, in the next one. That's the hope, right?
And what? I'm going too.
Yeah, come on. We'll have a 3-person booth. It'd be perfect. Lots of room.
Awesome.
All right,
Mike. I know you have a dinner.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for doing.
Thank you. I'm driving up to North Bay. Going to go see my daughter. I'm going to be going from here to North Bay. Excited.
Travel safe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
When I was flying home from Ottawa today, I had Halifax. I had my home address in the GPS for some reason, and it said it'll take you 14 hours and 12 minutes to get here. And I thought, thank God I'm on a plane. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to North Bay, but have a coffee, Mike. That would be my advice.
You too.
Well, there we go.
You two have been on the road, and I've been here in our studio.
That's unusual. Usually it's the opposite.
I know. And we are back on the air on Thursday. And then we're taking a little bit of a break because I'm going on a vacation.
Nice. Well deserved.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to Bruce Mowat and Jen Dodds on winning the very first Hardline Mixed Super Series Championship. We'll see you at the next one.
Yes. Outstanding.
I'll see you Thursday night.
Enjoy your Sunday night, Call.
I will.
Okay. Thanks, so.
Bye. See you Thursday.